Hey there, good morning everyone. Friday, the 4th of November 2022. This morning's devotional is a reading from the book of Isaiah, chapter 30, verse 18, which reads, "Yet the Lord longs to be gracious to you. He rises to show you compassion. For the Lord is a God of justice. Blessed are all who wait for him." We live in a fast-paced world and we do not like to wait for anything. Think about coffee, for example. Many prefer the instant version. And if we had to opt for the real coffee, and this is not just where you take the beans and you grind them and that's instant coffee, or waiting too long for coffee. I'm talking about opting for the real version. We would have to go through the entire process. Now, aside from planting the tree, when the coffee bean is ready, then you get to pick that coffee bean off the tree. You then get to shell it. You then get to dry it. You then get to roast it, and then you get to grind it, and only then, and then only, do we get to make that coffee, that pure coffee. The same is also true for when we make a decision which we may later regret because we did not wait long enough. God has promised to meet the needs of all those who come to him for help. Sometimes that help takes longer to arrive than what we like. But what does it mean to wait on the Lord? In Scripture, the word wait means to have hope, to anticipate, and to trust. To hope and trust in the Lord requires faith, patience, humility, meekness, long-suffering, and endurance. It's a long wait. However, most of us are impatient, and the hardest time to wait on God's help is really in a bad situation. We've got some great examples of people who waited on God and some people who helped out God on their own when things looked bad. Abraham, the father of the Jewish nation, was known to take things into his own hands. When he moved with his beautiful wife Sarai to Egypt to avoid famine, rather than rely on God to protect him and Sarai, he told Sarai to tell a lie to the Egyptians and say that she was his sister and not his wife, so that his life would be spared. Poor Sarai, she was taken, but God exposed Abraham's lie and rescued her. Then we fast forward a number of years after God had changed their names to Abraham and Sarah and promised them a son. Now, Abraham and Sarah were aging and there was still no baby. This time, Sarah decided, nope, this is long enough. So she pitched in to help God out and gave Abraham her handmaid to bear his child. But this was not God's plan. God's baby did arrive eventually. But Sarah and Abraham suffered because of their unwillingness to wait. My dear friends, something harder than waiting on God is wishing you had. When God makes a promise, he's faithful and able to fulfill that promise at just the right time. Don't make the mistake of trying to rush God because we want it now. Rather, exercise patience and wisdom in the matter. Seldom will you regret that decision. May the Lord be with you. May he bless you. May he cause his face to shine upon you and be with you always. Goodbye.